Errol Spence is 5'9.5", almost 5'10", 72-inch reach, southpaw. Yordenis Ugás out of Cuba is orthodox, 5'9", 69-inch reach. Errol Spence has the wins over Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, Lamont Peterson, and Kell Brook. Ugás is 26, 4'12". He has the controversial loss. I think a lot of people have him winning against Sean Porter in that fight that they had a couple of years ago. He's had several losses, more so at 140. Probably the most known fighter that he lost to at 140 was Emir Imam. But since he's moved up to 147, the only loss that he's had was against Sean Porter. Ugás is an aggressive, come-forward fighter. He applies a tremendous amount of pressure. Errol Spence, on the other hand, undefeated, has the fundamentals, nice, heavy right jab, applies more of a tactical pressure than Ugás. Great body puncher, and he's a southpaw. So this right here would be for 3 of the main belts. As you stated, Terrence Crawford holds the WBO belt. So now, to me, this is a 65-35 fight in the favor of Errol Spence. This is going to be 2 of the biggest, strongest welterweights that we have in boxing right now. The reason why I give Spence the edge is because Spence is just a little bit more accurate, and his punches have a tad bit more damaging, and then they're a tad bit more crisper than Ugás. And I think he'll get there quicker, and he'll do more damage to Ugás as the fight progresses. Now, Ugás is going to be tough. You know, I saw the pain in his eyes when they gave the decision to Sean Porter, and he just left the ring. So I know that if he gets another opportunity to fight somebody like Errol Spence, that can do a tremendous amount for not only his career, but just his life, and his family. Now, and like I said, the only thing is that Ugás is going to be right in front of Spence. And so, with that being said, when you're in front of Spence, he just gets too much leverage on those punches when his opponent is right there for him to hit. And so I think that that's going to bust Ugás up. And I see this fight, let's see Ugás get some serious damage done to him in this fight, although he's going to be very game. But like I said, I have this 65-35 in favor of Errol Spence.
I agree with your assessment of their styles and as well as your prediction in general. I do think this will be a better fight than a lot of people will give it credit for. Ugás arguably beat Sean Porter, and he looked very good against Sean Porter. And so I think this will be for me personally, this will be one of the tougher fights that Spence has had in recent years. So I'm sure he's not going to sleep on him. But I do think it'll be – I think the decision will be clear. I think it'll be a unanimous decision in Spence's favor. But I think it'll be an exciting fight to watch. I'm not mad at this fight. I would add, though, that I'm a little disappointed in the top-ranked camp. I said this in a previous – not to go on too much of a tangent, but I said this in a previous episode – that I thought a good chess move on Terrence Crawford's part, if he really wants to fight Spence, would have been to try to get that Manny Pacquiao fight. That way you have 2 of the major belts in your division, assuming he were to beat Pacquiao. And then you can come to Spence at this point like, hey, I fought somebody on your side of the street. I got 2 belts. You want to unify, come see me. They did not take advantage of that, and Pacquiao has not officially had a fight named in the welterweight division. It's looking like he's going to fight Garcia now. And so this is just what happens. So I don't know what that plan is on that side of the street at this point, but but Spence still has some good fights that he can take. And I think this will be one of those good ones.
I actually like this fight. We all know what Errol Spence is about. Great southpaw. He has a superb jab, superb body puncher. He doesn't seem to have lost much from accident as we saw in the Danny Garcia fight. But even then, Yordenis Ugás, I think, is a good fight for Spence. He's very strong, a big welterweight. I think he might have been actually oversized for light welter, and probably was struggling to make that weight. He's moved up. He had that fight against Sean Porter, which I also thought he won. But it was interesting when I watched that fight how the story is Sean Porter decided to box. And even then, I don't think that's necessarily the case. I thought it was the strength of Yordenis Ugás, which made him want to box. And when I say physical strength, I don't mean punching power. I think Ugás has a presence about him where he just doesn't get moved back. He stands in front of you, and he moves well in front of you, but he doesn't get moved back often. And we all know what Sean Porter is about. He's a strong, stocky, short welterweight who has been able to bully opponents. And Ugás, we saw he couldn't really bully Ugás, and he tried to box Ugás, and actually had Ugás winning that fight. So against Errol Spence, it'll be interesting considering Errol Spence, is strong in his own right, and he has power, and they're around the same size. I think Spence is probably slightly naturally bigger. I see this fight going to the cards, and I see this fight being won on Spence's boxing ability, and even I think he's more versatile than Ugás. I think that would be the difference. I see Errol Spence Jr. winning this. Not necessarily a close fight, but not a wide fight either. I think Ugás will have his moments, but Spence will pull away in the last third of this fight and win it.
Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.